Hello, and welcome to a little walkthrough of Pacific Child, a 1973 Fisher 30 motor sailor. 30 feet overall length, 25-foot waterline length. Draft is 4 feet 3 inches, and the beam is 9 foot 6. The boat weighs 14,000 pounds and change. It's powered by a 36 horsepower Volvo 3-cylinder marine diesel. It's a Ketch rigged motor sailor, as you can see. It has radar, masthead strobe, tricolor, wind speed and direction, VHF antenna on the main mast, Loran and radome on the mizzen. So let's take a look here. This boat was hauled about 18 months ago, and about $8,000 was spent at the haul out. The bottom paint was taken down to the barrier coat. The barrier coat was renewed. All of the through hulls are new. She has new bottom paint and zincs. She has a new shaft, a new stern bearing, a dripless shaft bearing, and the prop, which is 11 by 19, was repitched and rebalanced. Let's take a little look around here. The hull was painted with linear polyurethane in 1992. She was hauled in the end of 2015, I believe. We have the receipts for that work. This is a documented vessel, and let's just take a little look here. She's all original. She's got a Simpson Lawrence deck winch, got lifelines all around, with doublers on the inside of the bulwarks to support them. Got her original ports and opening windows. Temporary solar on there to keep the batteries up. She has anodized spars, which are English. She has 7 sails. We'll be doing a survey on those sails in the coming week. Today is the 4th of April. On the 10th of April, we'll survey the sails, photograph them, and get a better idea of what we've got there. So here we go. No modifications on deck. She's got the original mushroom cabin vents, a solar vent in the head. The layout is traditional. The V-berth in the forepeak. Head on the port side, hanging locker on the starboard side. After the harbor hanging locker is the galley, settee with a table that converts to a wider berth on the port side, quarter berth on the starboard side that tucks back in underneath this seat in the pilot house. We'll take a look at all of that in a minute. Really quite nice. The original opening port in the top of the pilot house is not there. That's been replaced by a fixed piece of plexiglass roller furling, Lumar winches, internal halyards, deck lights, 3 deck lights, 1 on each mast and 1 in the cockpit. I believe this is a Bomar opening hatch. I might be wrong about that. Nice anchor bit and the Simpson Lawrence windlass CQR 35-pound anchor on a chain. There's double rollers, so you can have 2 anchors there ready to go. Bronze ABI opening ports in the forecastle, and the standard 2 little fixed port lights on the hull. Okay, as I said, nice, what do you call it, lifelines all around. Very heavy duty stainless rigging, very nice condition. This boat is essentially in the middle of a refit. By the time, have no way to edit this. Here's the other light that I spoke of. This model has 5 hatches in the cockpit, and this one is a propane locker which drains overboard. We have one English standard tank. If you cruise outside the United States, it has the fittings that you find in the Caribbean, South Pacific, etc., and one American standard tank. So no matter where you go, you're good to go. Okay, new cover for the pilot house seat. Auto Helm 4000 autopilot. ICOM VHF. Ritchie compass. Here's the here's the radar. And let's see if I can. There we go. There's radar. Painting a pattern. There's the Loran. Giving us lat long. Lat long comes up on the radar as well. Here's the Signet wind speed and wind direction. The sensor appears to be inoperative on that instrument. And here's this is a combination speedo, log, depth sounder, and depth alarm. I'm working on that right now. So let's see. You can see the radar's painting a picture here, and we can change the range. That's working nicely. Nice radar. These are mid-80s era instruments, and the good news about those is that they all have discrete components. They're easy to work on. These Signet instruments you could work on the galley table if you needed to. Very simple and straightforward. They're still supported by the manufacturer, so if you want to send the instruments in for work, you can do it. So we'll turn the radar off here, and show you the autopilot. So that's working. Electric bilge pump. It's all working. Pressure water. I think you just heard this 150 liters of water in a bladder underneath this. I can't say the word. Under there, and that's just all been cleaned. So let's go below and take a look. In fact, let's take a look from up here. There's the settee and storage behind it. Galley over here. This is a Calor propane stove, the original stove, just been thoroughly overhauled by yours truly. There's pressure water. That's the sink, and an ice box behind it. So there's pressure water here, and there's pressure water, cold water in the head. And over here, quarter berth. I'm going to walk down here, so pardon the waving camera. So this is the original joinery in here. All nice teak plywood, pretty well done. Previous owner had removed all this stuff and retabbed all the bulkheads to the hull, which makes for a very, very strong situation. That's a lot of work done, and that's been done throughout the boat. Here's the quarter berth, a very nice, wide, comfortable, safe berth at sea. And from back here we can get a look at the pilot house a little better. Didn't show you, but opening windows, handholds. There's a documentation And there's a look at the cockpit. Cockpit has two big 1.5-inch drains. It's a small cockpit with lots of drainage, so good safe situation. This is the galley. This woodwork here is the woodwork for the dish and cup racks, which have to be put back together. Pressure water. Pardon the camera waving. I have no way to edit this. So, here's the lights. These are all 12 volt. This is, oh, I forgot to turn that one on. This is a dim and a high. You could put a red one in there on the low if you wanted to. Here's the head. It's been tiled, which is not original. This is a Raritan head, very common head. Parts are widely available, and it works just fine. A small holding tank up there with a Y valve. Again, pressure water. And easy to add a handheld shower here. One thing we're missing is a shower grate, so that's something to be done. Hanging locker with some shelves and some hanging bars, well ventilated. Nice situation, nice little bronze fittings throughout here, drawer pulls and stuff. So here we are with the V-berth, the opening ABI bronze ports. Let me open up the hatch. Take a look at the hatch here. Get a little more light in here. So rug has been added to the sides of the hull, and the original vinyl liner has been removed. They fail in almost all of these boats in here. Chain locker. There it is. Nice big pile of chain. You can see it's got length marks on the chain already. So there you go. Let me put this back up. All these cushions have just recently been cleaned, and we'll just take a look up here on the foredeck because it's easy to do. There's the mooring bit and the windlass and the bow rollers. Pretty good situation. More lights. Everything works. And this is actually an AB switch. This is a VHF antenna, so there's a jack here if you wanted to have another radio connected to that antenna or listen to FM or some other thing. You could use that antenna for another purpose. Okay, so that's the general walkthrough. Oh, here's the, whoops, didn't show you before, emergency tiller. And that's the settee dining table, which fits in this slot to expand the berth. There's a huge amount of storage under all of these berths. You could put a couple of people down in there and shut the lid on them if you wanted to. And this one's even wider. This is my favorite berth. Some people don't like to be closed in, but in a seaway, that's the way to go. So let's go up here, and while we're doing it, let's just start the engine. You will hear a buzzer go off, and that is the low oil pressure alarm. As soon as the oil pressure comes up, it will go off. So here we go. Okay, there we go. You see she's charging right away there. 950 989 hours on this Volvo engine. Interesting little battery switcher with a built-in voltmeter on it. You can see it's charging voltage is right up there, and the charging current is right up here. This is the little controller for the solar battery charging. There's a couple of AGMs for the electronics on the boat, and there's a wet starting battery to start it, and room for another one. So I guess that's pretty much it. As I said, Lumar winches. Very nice engine. There's the air pressure alarm again. So I like this engine very much. Okay, in the interest of full disclosure, I said this boat is in mid-refit. So the question is, what needs to be done? All of the halyards and sheets should be replaced with new. They've been out in the sun for so long that they're eaten up. We're going to, the standing rigging I believe is just fine. I'm not worried about it at all, or the spars. Obviously this cabin door needs to be refinished. There's there's little cosmetic things to do, and that's a matter of your taste and energy to do with as you will. The sails are at this moment still a question. I believe there's an original suit of sails, and I think that the main and the mizzen have probably been eaten by UV. Don't know about the jib. There's another newer set of sails which we will be surveying, and then we'll do a separate video on these. But anyway, I wanted to give you a good walk around of the boat and let you know what you're looking at. Thanks for looking. You can see videos of all of the work that's been done on this boat in the last 6 months by going to YouTube and search for Pacific 30 Resurrection, and you'll come up with everything.